Grounded sensitivity is a method for getting confidence bounds around both parameters and outcomes in models that are calibrated to data. And so what I want to do is give a kind of end-to-end explanation of this, how it works. I'm not going to go through a lot of the iterations you typically do when you're doing real work, but it should give you a feel for the process that's involved. So I'm going to start from a relatively simple model. It's got production, atmospheric CO2, and population. The things shown in green are things for which we have some data. And we can get that data by going to Data Manager, clicking in the bottom here, asking for a file. It's called groundedsensitivity.csv, and bringing it in, closing that, and then we can see that now we have values for atmospheric CO2, population, production. So we can run the model, and we can compare those results. We can see that we've got results that are similar qualitatively, but certainly quite different quantitatively relative to what's in the model. So the next thing we need to do, or the first thing I guess, is to calibrate the model to adjust the parameters. Now the parameters we're going to adjust are shown in blue here. And in order to do a calibration, I'm first going to set up a payoff. So we'll go to the payoff tab. I'll say I want a calibration payoff. I want to automatically compute weights. Use the simplified comparison, and I want to use this against grounded sensitivity, and then I want to add some things that I have data for. So I'll select tagged with output. These are the things that there are data available for. I'll select those, bring them in, and since I've computed automatically compute weights, it will take care of that for me. That's the payoff, and now go to the optimization tab. I want to select this payoff as the one we'll be using. And then I want to add in some parameters. In this case, it will be parameters that are marked as parameter. And I will click OK. Now all of these have ranges put into them in the Scales and Ranges tab, so I don't actually have to worry about that. And at this point, I can go in and I can run a optimization. It will give me a substantially better fit. And you can see one of the things that's shown in the optimization is the weights that are used for the different data that are available. And one of the things we want to do is we want to run a few optimizations so that the weights are pretty much not changing anymore. This is important in determining how much we want to let things move when we get to the grounded sensitivity phase. So I'm going to run this again, and we can see they're changing a little bit. And they're kind of stabilizing now and not changing very much. So I'm at a point now where the optimizations are all giving me the same payoff weights, which means I can have a pretty good interpretation of what that payoff means. The next thing I want to do then is say, well, if that's what the calibration says, what are the different possible outcomes and what are the different sets of parameters that we might see that are consistent with what's been seen historically? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the calibration flag and set it to 0. This is just a little trick to run the model for a slightly longer period of time. So if I run the model now, we'll see that we have results going out to 150. And then what I want to do is I want to run a sensitivity across these same parameters that we just did the optimization over. But rather than, so I'll click on the sensitivity tab. I'm going to add those parameters, again selecting everything that's a parameter, bringing it in. It's going to give me this. These all have ranges specified, so I don't need to make use of that. In any case, I'll just click OK. And then I'm going to say, OK, I want to use grounded sensitivity. And I want to do this relative to the payoff. And a threshold of 2 is used because we've set this up with automatically computed weights, so plus 2. Change of 2 in the payoff is approximately 95% confidence intervals. And then I'm going to automatically adjust the parameters, and this one will say, giving a first pass estimate of the 95% confidence intervals, use that to determine the parameters that will be, parameter ranges that will be used. So I click on that, and then I click on Run. We'll get a fairly long list of messages, which is worth kind of looking over. And it says a base payoff of 256, a threshold of 258, and these are the minimum and maximum values that are used for it. And this is one of 5 runs we're within the threshold. And of course I made a mistake. I want to do 100 runs, not 5 runs. So let's go fix that. We'll go back to this, and I'll make this 100 runs. Can't do very much with one run, obviously. And I'm going to run sensitivity again. And this time I get slightly more information. Again, I get the ranges for the different parameters, and those are the same. But then it says 13 of 100 were successful. And for those, it gives me a depth sensitive anomaly in the minimum and maximum value and the base value. And then we can compare those to the minimum and maximum here. So for depth sensitivity, we're well within, so that looks okay. For depth sensitivity income, pretty close, so we might actually want to broaden these a little bit. And this is where the iterative part comes in. You actually kind of have to go through, broaden the parameters a little bit. You want to make sure that your minimum and maximum of the parameters that were actually good, in the sense that they were acceptable, are narrower than the range of the minimum and maximum you're giving for the sensitivity. Now I'm going to skip kind of going through that refinement process, and I just want to show you that once you've got yourself to the point where you think things are good, you go back to the setup for the sensitivity. Instead of 100, let's say do 1,000 runs, and then we can start looking at, instead of a bunch of different runs, we can start looking at some histograms. So I'll do the S-gram here, and this is a histogram now of the different parameters. So this gives us our distribution of confidence at the 95% confidence, kind of the different distribution of what the parameters might be. This is the 1-by-1 distribution. But it also gives us a distribution of what the outcomes might be. And these outcomes now, instead of using kind of the 1-by-1 combined distribution, they're using the joint distribution that's discovered as part of the grounded sensitivity, which is really the power in grounded sensitivity, is that you can get a covariant distribution of all the different parameters without having to go in and specify that, which is a fairly complicated thing. Actually, it's not doable straight out of the box in Stella. So that's kind of the process for going through and understanding the implications of things. You can see, for example, at population, the median is kind of going normal, but it could go a little higher, it could go lower. So this is a kind of range of outcomes you might be able to see in the future going forward.